Alright, welcome back everybody to the Oceanic Cup, where we should have what I think will be a banger match. Pretty decent difference in the seedings between these two players. We have Zyntex coming in at seed 5 and Emilbus coming in at seed 12. But you know, this is a round of 16 pool, and Emilbus, I mean, both of these players are very, very well-rounded players, and especially on this pool, I think it's going to be extremely competitive. Zyntex, despite being seed 5, will have a tough time against a player like Emilbus on this, so it should be very, very good. Casting this match is going to be myself, Vorty, and I'm joined alongside the one only Lust. What are your thoughts, man?
I'm excited for this one. Vorty, Zyntex Emilbus is a very interesting match. Zyntex obviously being the highest seeded player. Would sort of expect him to have a little bit more skill cap than Emilbus, but I'm interested to see what the bans and picks will be here.
Yeah, I imagine for Emilbus, if he's going to ban anything, I would think it would generally be tapping related. Zyntex not having the strongest performance of his life on something like the Nomad 2 Skin Thief and Quals, but should be a lot more comfortable on this Nomad 2, should be fine. Otherwise, could see Emilbus banning something like the Hard Rocks, maybe like Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2, DT1, DT3, DT2, all options, probably those very mechanically intensive maps. Will probably leave hidden open, but you know, for Zyntex, he's very well-rounded. He can play basically everything at this pool, so it's just going to come down to either banning his least favorite maps or banning Emilbus strengths, which, you know, Emilbus very, very good at control. But so is Zyntex. I don't know if he wants to ban that.
Alright, Zyntex opting for that Hard Rock 1 ban.
Zyntex banning the Hard Rock 1 is interesting. Maybe he's not wanting to play the Floyam right now. I mean, had a very, very strong showing on the Hard Rock 1 on Quals, getting first seed overall, but obviously that was a completely different map. That was a aim consistency map for the most part. So very, very different type of Hard Rock 1. And Emilbus banning out the DT3 and DT1, so not too surprising. Banning out that high AR aim DT1, as well as the also 10.3, kind of adjacent skill set to DT1. Higher BPM, some triples, but still very similar skill set.
And that hidden 2 ban as well.
Yeah, Zyntex, I don't think known as a low AR 8 hidden aficionado, but still pretty solid on it, but definitely respecting Emilbus there, especially if he hasn't really practiced that map too much. I want to get rid of that. Emilbus going straight into the Nomad 3, which isn't too surprising. This is sort of a bread and butter skill set for Emilbus, extremely comfortable at any kind of control. I believe that was one of his best performances in the Quals. Also something Zyntex is pretty good at, so it's definitely going to be very contested. Like, I think pretty much every map in a match like this is going to be contested, but unsurprising, I think whenever you're maybe a little bit of the underdog, especially seeding-wise, you just got to go for your comfort and your strengths.
And it is using the wrong skin. That's what you really love to see.
Emilbus with the second overall on the Nomad 3 in qualifiers, so should be very strong. Zyntex getting 4th, so not too far behind. Bear with any technical difficulties. Enjoy the legendary default skin. Look at those circles on the slider ends. We love to see that. So far though, both players comboing pretty comfortable. Emilbus a little bit behind on accuracy. This is the kind of map though, I think this is the case with any kind of ult consistency map. We'll be surprised to see both combos intact to the end. Who will be the first to miss is the question. Big wiggle there, both players hit it. And Zyntex will be the first to break the match right away by Emilbus. So pretty much a reset there. Another miss from Emilbus. He's gonna have to try to keep this recovery going. This is Emilbus's pick. And Zyntex is on pace right now for the breakpoint, but obviously still extremely close. Anything could happen.
Reached that halfway point. Now we do see Zyntex finding another break though. Emilbus is going to be a little bit of that combo lead, but that score so close between the two of them. Matching each other nearly perfectly.
Emilbus does take back the lead. Accuracies as well with those Zyntex breaks. His AC lead is gone. Not that it matters too much when combo game is way more important. And about a third of the map left. Emilbus with a little bit of an advantage. Nice combo advantage. And misses on... Can't blame that break. That pattern is rough. That big pentagon-shaped flow pattern. Zyntex hit it. Takes back the lead with that. It's going to come down to this last quarter.
So close, only 25,000 difference. Zyntex does have that big combo lead at the moment though, and we're gonna need to see a Zyntex break soon if Emilbus does want to try and take this pick. Zyntex holding steady though, up near 600 combo now and 45k. I don't think there's gonna be much time. Emilbus unfortunately finding that break too is gonna seal the deal for this first pick. Zyntex looking too comfortable. Gonna run away with it now.
Yeah, I mean, rough first pick for Emilbus here, but I think that's just the plight of picking into somebody as well-rounded and as strong as Zyntex. You're really never going to get a free pick every map you're going to have to perform on. And in this case, you know, Emilbus getting 430, almost 430k. Pretty solid score. Would definitely beat out some people, but man, 547 on this is pretty good. And I think he had two really big combos, so even potential for more. But Zyntex going to open this one with a breakpoint as he goes into his first pick. DT1, DT3 banned. Let's see what he's thinking. We do not have the skid. Now, number 2, I wonder if Zyntex will look at that for later in the match. But at the same time, Emilbus, I think, has the tapping for this stage, so that is a bit risky. Goes with the double time 4, so leaning into that DT pool, that's Emilbus double band. This is more of an aim control DT4. It's interesting because normally I would be hesitant to pick something like this DT4 against Emilbus, because Emilbus, very good at control, should be pretty good on a map like this, but, you know, Zyntex is going to probably be even more comfortable, and you just breakpoint at Emilbus on his alt comfort, so if there's ever a time to pick this, probably be a situation like now.
Right, getting into this DT4, as what he was saying, definitely a comfort pick for both players. This is sort of one you expect a pretty good score coming out of both here, but I feel like Zyntex might be able to just edge out Emilbus that bit, and definitely that comfort factor is going to come hugely into play here. Already, we will see that Emilbus break very early days.
10.3 is well in the approach rating as we see a double break, but man, the approach rate I think might be killing Emilbus a little bit. His accuracy is very, very vastly behind Zyntex, more than 10% differences. He's just looking not very comfortable at all. Aim a little bit loose as he's just finding misses left and center. I mean, Zyntex had some breaks as well. It's a very short map, which if anything, I mean, you can see this lead. Zyntex is basically quadrupling Emilbus' score right now, as everything I said about Emilbus probably being pretty good on a map like this, I guess you can throw in the trash.
Certainly not the score that I would have expected from Emilbus on this kind of map. Usually I would expect to see him be a little bit more comfortable, but obviously that approach rate, finding a little bit of struggles here, and Zyntex Just absolutely running away with this one. 400k, over 4 times the score of Emilbus at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously very decisively just done. Zyntex holding this nice 450 combo. And I mean, yeah, given this score, I can see why. I don't know if it's the kind of map this is, or if Emilbus just not feeling good on the high ER right now, but obviously very smart to ban the DT1 and DT3, given that. As Zyntex with a nice 1 miss, 670k, really strong score. And yeah, Emilbus just not all the way there. Goes into that no mod 6, so it is going to be the low AR density awkward aim map, custom map for this round. And yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Zyntex banned out that hidden 2. Clearly not super excited to play the low AR, but you never know, man. You can be not super comfortable on the low AR hidden, but low AR no mod can feel a lot better. And Zyntex try to dissuading Emilbus from maybe using some gamma, which on a map like this might have a helpful factor to it.
But getting into this custom map by Gaboon, this no mod 6 should be a very good test of how both players reading is feeling at the moment. We will see Zyntex finding a few breaks to start us off.
Accuracy on a map like this can speak a lot about the comfort the players. Both players high in that regard, above 99. Emilbus gonna find the break, so loses that full combo. But I mean, both players are pretty comfortable here. If you're really struggling with a low AR, you normally get a lot of 100s, even when you do hit the notes. The player is fine on the burst, so yeah, it's pretty much just gonna come down to a combo game. Zyntex right now, a little bit better combo than Emilbus, since he broke earlier, but that could change at any moment. Decently short map as well, and Zyntex going to find that miss, so now Emilbus has the chance to take back the lead, but will want to carry that combo out for a little bit longer. He's down 2 points, he's down a break point. You do not want to be down 2 break points this early. A really, really big must-win, I think, here for Emilbus.
Zyntex finding another miss now, and that is going to give Emilbus quite a big chance here. He does have the accuracy lead and that huge combo lead now. Not much left of the map, about a third left. And Emilbus keeps zoning here. There's going to be nothing that Zyntex can do to try and counter.
Yeah, just a little bit longer. Does find a break, and given he found it there, couple misses more, some act drops. This is kind of the only way Zyntex has a chance, is this exact situation playing out right now. If Zyntex combos to the end and Emilbus has some struggles, this could be a sneaky comeback. And Zyntex will really need to dial in, but he's closing in.
That score closing, encroaching now. Zyntex might just be able to take this back. I think there is enough time.
I do think it is. He's about to take it. The score lead is flickering, but it's on the side of Zyntex right now as we have the last few jumps. Emilbus hitting these, and both players do it, but Zyntex, right at the end, takes the lead, and unfortunate for Emilbus. He was looking so commanding. He had a pretty big lead at one point, but just lost it. And this is where it matters. Not even just combo, but a couple extra misses, a couple extra act drops can sometimes be the difference, and it was there. Zyntex now up 2 breakpoints as he goes into that Hard Rock 3.
Interesting to see the Hard Rock 3 pick here. Definitely not what I would have expected Zyntex to go into. I would have thought he would probably choose a DT2, because I feel like that's the kind of pick that's going to be a fairly decisive play for Zyntex. Just Emilbus not really able to handle the higher BPM tapping.
You know, I would normally agree if this was like a first pick of the match, if we hadn't had any extra information. I would be surprised with this pick, because I believe on the Control Hard Rock 3 in quals, Emilbus, you know, had a solid score, getting 9th overall, Drox getting 10th. But given what we saw, especially on that DT3, I mean, obviously this is not 10.3, but it's AR10, and if Emilbus just isn't hot right now on the aim control, and Zyntex clearly is, I mean, I can totally understand a pick which normally would feel a little bit unusual. I think here is completely fine. See that with Emilbus finding an early break, but looking a lot better on the yak compared to something like that DT3, but just, man, these feel like really uncharacteristic misses for Emilbus. I don't really know what's happening here.
Emilbus finding some struggles with this Hard Rock 3. Really not what you'd be expecting to see out of Emilbus. Zyntex still holding. Nice combo here. Really 300 now. Emilbus beginning to build a recovery here, but he's just down so much. And we do see a double break there. A full combo reset is not what Emilbus needs right now. Down by nearly over double his score now.
There's so many misses here that I don't really understand. I mean, you know, just recently saw Emilbus take the MREC Teta team in ANZT to Grand Finals bracket reset and played phenomenally there. This feels like maybe just a rough day for him, especially on that control aspect, because this is not normally what you'd expect. Does build up that recovery though, so maybe picking it up back up as Zyntex finds a miss. Already though, pretty far behind. Have over 100k score to claw back, and that miss will not help. Yeah, I mean, almost impossible now with some of these breaks to get back here.
Fortunately, only a quarter of the map left, and he does have to make, again, 140k and growing. Not too much that Emilbus can do here. Zyntex far more comfortable.
Yeah, Zyntex having a couple breaks, no, you know, extremely large combo. Probably end out less than 500k, which, you know, if you told me before going into this match, can Emilbus beat 500k on this Hard Rock 3, I'd say, oh yeah, probably. You can probably do that. But obviously didn't happen here. Zyntex 511k, Emilbus 290. Looked a lot better in that second half, but that start was rough. As Zyntex is now up 4-0, going into Emilbus's third pick, and he insta picks the hidden 3. So we've just played all the control as we pick the hidden control now.
Both players not messing around here, choosing as fast as they physically have been able to. We are seeing that hidden 3 pick. No map. Zyntex saying, not sure who, but yeah, Emilbus could be sight reading.
I mean, this is Emilbus's pick, so I'd be surprised. Maybe Zyntex could also just be a case of a map having to update. I imagine for a tournament like this, both players are likely practiced, especially on a pick like this. You want to be,
yeah.
This is not a map you want to be sight reading, I don't think. And both players starting out, settling into the rhythm. I think they were both a little bit late to the tapping on the start, but settled in a bit now as Emilbus finds a break in the intro. Sort of to be expected, very, very difficult intro, and this map does not really give you time to settle in, just gets right into it. Zyntex keeps the FC there, but cannot think it will last too long. This is maybe the hardest map to combo in the pool. I think I mentioned it in the Osbert versus Brox match. Emilbus finds another break. Remember, this is his third pick. Down 0-4. Really want to win this one.
This is certainly a must-win for Emilbus, because after this one, potentially see Zyntex have a final pick, and that could be it. Emilbus does have to try his best to hold on here, but Zyntex looking, again, far more comfortable. 500 combo now, and he's up 50k score.
Zyntex just holding this full combo through a third of the map now. Emilbus finding another miss, and there's not much room to play with here for Emilbus. You're already down about 100k score. You have no combo. Zyntex has all the combo. He has the Yak lead. obviously this map, you have time, but you just can't really make mistakes, and he's making them. He's finding some chain misses, finding some 100s. Zyntex is just looking flawless here. Really, really impressed by this combo right now.
Emilbus, unfortunately, just finding another few chain misses, and it's gonna seal it. Down 220k score, over double his score in Zintex's favor already. And Zyntex encroaching on that 1000 combo mark. Emilbus finding another break. We are gonna see that 4-digit combo coming out of Zyntex now. Get into the spinner section, a little bit of a slowdown, and then it's gonna get far more intense, but I don't think we'll be seeing too much happening.
Yeah, I think at this point, comeback from Emilbus on this pick is essentially impossible. Zyntex though, this is just a Zyntex pop-off moment at this point. How far can he go with this combo? He's gone through 3/4 of the map, still FC-ing one of the most janky, awkward maps in the pool. So many patterns you can easily miss on. Almost no free combo. Still holding.
This score from Zyntex, absolutely incredible. Still holding for this brutal section, and this ending. One of the most. He hits the wiggle. This ending is so brutal.
Oh man, Zyntex is going demon mode right now. Just a little bit more in the FC.
Oh, no FC! Unfortunate.
I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said the letters FC. Oh man, but still, 900k, ridiculous performance. I mean, I don't even think Emilbus, playing on a great day beats that. That is extremely strong showing from Zyntex on another Emilbus pick. She's now up 5-0 with what could be, as you mentioned earlier, could be the last pick of the match already. I'll have to see the results, but I mean, I think that very well could end up being the top score of the Hidden 3 on the weekend. I think it's a tough one to beat. It's a very, very, very hard map to FC and match.
And we are going to see that DT2 pick, which is sort of, what I was expecting. Zyntex should pretty handily take this DT2, I assume, but...
I think the register is banned, but I don't think it is. I think DT3, DT1 was banned.
I
believe.
Yeah.
Zyntex asking, do you prefer Soldier Boy? Let's go Soldier Boy. I'm voting Soldier Boy inductance. Emilbus saying yes. No mod 2. Perfect. Perfect. Kind of happy. This is a very, very funny no mod 2. It's not a traditional flow aim no mod 2 as you'd be used to in that slot. It's more of a old style, no mod 5 type pick.
Far more tapping intensive. Maybe not so much super stamina intensive. There's a little bit of stamina in there, but
I would say that's basically what it is stamina. It's can you play very stacked, very easy to aim 258 BPM streams. Very little flow aim here. If you can tap this map, it's pretty free, I would say.
It seems the ref has put on DT2, but is now changing that no mod 2.
Yes.
We'll be playing that no mod 2 instead.
Can hear it. Decent long map, 3 minutes 31. Can be pretty straining on the tapping. This is a kind of map that, if you're a good masher, I think you can mash through and get a pretty big combo, but obviously you'd be throwing away the accuracy. And this feels like the kind of map where if Emilbus is on a really, really good tapping day, you should be able to play. It's a pretty comfy map in terms of how the patterns are. But we're gonna find out very quick, just looking at the accuracies, who can tap this.
Wouldn't be too surprised if we did, necessarily guaranteeing an FC, but Zyntex should do pretty well on this one. Emilbus, I believe he can play this quite well as well. His tapping is nothing to be slouched at, but...
Man, this is like I'm expecting an over 99% FC from Zyntex on this. That's my expectation. I think he might have not picked this early because there's always a possibility he gets a troll miss and then Emilbus FCs and wins. It's totally within the cards. But Zyntex holding that SS right now. Does drop it. This is still, the more relaxed intro. The streams haven't gotten that long yet, but it's by the end of the map. The real tappers are separated from the pretend tappers.
Interestingly, that act, he's fairly tied up right now. Zyntex only a few hundreds there. Emilbus still holding that FC as well. Very, very close score between the two at the moment. Starting to get into that more intense section now though, and this is when we're potentially going to see a drop.
Emilbus right behind Zyntex if he makes a single mistake. And honestly, there's some world this comes down to an act battle. I think this is probably one of the maps in the pool where both players are proficient at tapping at this level. Given the comfort of the aim, an act battle is totally possible. Some more slider jumps in between these bursts. Next couple 100s. Still has the act lead.
Both players still holding on here, losing a little bit of act now, Zyntex, and that act is almost neck and neck, just slightly ahead of Emilbus at the moment, but still both players holding through this brutal stamina section.
Reduce that break. Emilbus. I mean, yeah, that miss might just dispel doom for Emilbus. He was right there, but Zyntex holds on for just like even 20 seconds longer.
That score is just running away now, 100k already. Now, unfortunately, Emilbus missing there has spelled doom on this match, and it's looking like we are going to see a 6-0 in the favor of Zyntex. Emilbus finding another few breaks here as well, unfortunately for him.
And does drop, so Zyntex will not be FCing. There was a chance, Emilbus had that chance, but be grasped on, as he does end up, I'd say, pretty surprisingly 6-0ing with some just uncharacteristic aim control performances from Emilbus, I would say. Maybe not having the best day of his OC tournament career. Close up on a nice Soldier Boy banger. There we go, Zyntex 6-0s Emilbus moving through the bracket. Obviously, this is winner's bracket, Emilbus will have a chance later. And I'll quickly check who he would be up against. It is going to be the loser of Maybell versus Psyche. Just considering the seedings, it's going to be, in theory, Maybell favored. And if Psyche does end up losing that match, that could be Emilbus, Psyche, and the losers. A little bit of New Zealand
representation.
Potential for that. But Zyntex will be moving along to verse the winner of that matchup. So he'll be versing the winner of Maybell versus Psyche after a very, very strong showing. Really, really good scores. I mean, that hidden freeze specifically was just kind of insane. But yeah, GG's to Zyntex, condolences to Emilbus, who will have more chances next weekend. But yeah, that is it for now. I do think we have a match coming up relatively soon.
So, we'll take a peek at the sheet, I believe.
Yes, Flopit versus Kyujin in, I think, 1 hour. That should be a very, very good match. That's two phenomenal players. Another Australian, New Zealand. I think today has just been Australian versus New Zealand players. kind of insane. That should be a really good one. I hope
Make
to
sure
see
you stay
all there.
tuned for that one. Should be a very interesting match. So that has been me, Lost, and Vorty. Though, thank you everyone for watching.